How prevalent has social media become as an investing tool?
It's become bigger and bigger, and one of the estimates is that some 60% of financial bloggers use Twitter as their primary news source. Another data point is that 2/3 of public companies actually have a presence on StockTwits, so they're using it as their venue of first choice to communicate with investors.
So we know that. How good is social media at predicting where a stock's really going to go?
Yeah, there is some evidence. The evidence is in some cases mixed, but one study shows that the bull and bear indicators on StockTwits are actually significant predictors of the stock price returns for stocks like Apple, Google, and Microsoft. That's a major example of the predictive ability of these venues.
And what about figuring out who is better at it? I mean, those sites sort of talk about the volume and where the general bull direction, general bear direction. But in terms of individuals, are there stars emerging?
Well, there are. I'll give you an example on Demise. I mean, Demise, which claims that their estimates, their crowdsourced estimates, are more accurate than the Wall Street consensus 67 to 77% of the time. They clearly rate people. They have stars within their group that are more accurate predictors. So within each of these social communities and platforms, there is a weighting or ranking system.
So finally, where do you see this going? Will these sites all kind of aggregate among themselves? Do you see winners emerging among them?
Yeah, I think there will be consolidation. I mean, we did see that, for example, with Twitter buying Ganip. There are a lot of apps out there. We have app overload in many cases, so a lot of these apps based on smartphone and tablet platforms, there may be some consolidation, but it's becoming more and more prevalent. The two major trends are that individuals are increasingly turning to social media to learn about the stock market, and that companies are using social media as a venue to communicate with investors.
What about investors really using it, though, to make those decisions, not just get the information?
Right. Well, they increasingly are. They increasingly are. And again, it's based on the incidence of. One example is that 25 to 30% of individuals say they have made an investment decision based on what they first saw on a financial blog. So all the other vetting that goes along with it takes place later. But blogs, which are part of social media, as an example, are becoming a major source of decision-making input for investors.